Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another review. Now this belt was introduced in the spring of 2005 and it went on till early 2013, so it was the longest design that a WWF WWE Championship has been. Excuse me. So I'm going to get right into it as soon as I finished doing this. It is the WWF WWE Championship Spinner belt design. So, wow. This is a heavy belt. This is actually the heaviest out of all the championships I have, just simply because of the double plate design on the main plate. But yeah, this is a crazy, crazy design. This one actually grew on me. I did not like it when it was introduced in 2005. I thought it was a kick in the teeth to traditional designs, but funnily enough, when it went off TV, before that, when CM Punk had it started to grow on me. It started to grow on me a little bit. And as soon as it went off TV, I kind of missed it. So it's weird. As soon as this stopped spinning, I started to like it. So it's weird. So this was released. This is a 2010 version belt, and on the back the authentic sticker, and it was still made by Fix Company in 2010. So this design, so if you can see, it has an eagle at the top with a crown on it, keeping with the traditional design there. Then below it you have the WWF WWE symbol in a sort of globe kind of circle, and this bit is champ because it was made for John Cena, and that was the attitude that he had. He had the attitude of a rapper, so they shortened it to champ. I would have preferred champion, but and I have a Triple H nameplate on it here. Funnily enough, Triple H, when he had this belt, didn't like it, but he kept it going because he used it because it was eventually going to go back to John Cena anyway. John Cena has held this belt more times than anybody else did. Not just the fact that he's won the WWF WWE Championship more times than anybody, but the actual design of this belt, he has won it more times than anybody. So that's the main plate. On this side plate, on these side plates, you have the Dr. Thuganomics padlock for John Cena. You have Monday Night Raw here. This is actually the second version of this plate. When John Cena was still on SmackDown in 2005, it had SmackDown in these areas and the SmackDown Legendary Fist at the top of the set. So this is the second version of this plate, and you have some diamonds going around here on this plate with the WWF WWE logo and the writing. I mean, this belt is like diamond overload, because like John Cena was going through the rapper stage. If you look back on history, they introduced the United States Championship in a similar design as well, where the main plate sort of like spun around. I mean, I bought this when the guy I bought it from actually had stopped it from spinning. And if I turn it up like that, it's like how the Miz had a wrestle when he won the WWF Championship. So I prefer it like this. I'm being old school here, where I like it like that. you know. So, and then on this plate, you have WWE Champion here. And then you have a diamond infested eagle in this design here. And you have the similar plate as to what was on the opposite side with diamonds and the WWF WWE logo and the writing down here. So yeah, it's like I say, it's the heaviest belt that they have produced. And yeah, this design was like I say, this design was introduced in 2005, and this went on to went all the way up to 2013 when The Rock came back and won it. So The Rock is the last guy to hold this design of the WWF Championship. Overall, like I say, it started to grow on me. I don't know if you guys can see it in this light, but a few years ago, the sun got to this belt by mistake, and on the bits of it where it's meant to be silver, it's actually dyed it. It's dyed the plates sort of like a peachy red, or a peachy pink, I think it is. And it makes it look like it's battle damaged. So I kind of like that. That is one of the reasons why I haven't sold this belt. I haven't sold this belt because I like the battle damage look to it. It just makes it look like it's been through the wars, you know. So yeah, I would recommend getting this belt for MD that is a John Cena fan, or MD that grew up on this era. It's the heaviest belt you're ever going to buy, put it that way. As soon as you get it through in the parcel it'll weigh quite a fair ton. But it's weird how it grew on me, you know. I am a traditional pro wrestling fan, and I do believe that the belts should look like a traditional belt. But like I say, this grew on me, and I kind of like it for what it become. The likes of who held it, the first person to hold it was John Cena, and then it went to the likes of Edge. Edge actually ended up getting his own custom design where he got his rated R symbol put on this, and strangely enough, it made it look kind of cool, but kind of made it look sort of goofy at the same time, because it was just getting turned into a gimmick belt. The Miz done the same when he won it. He turned the symbol, the WWE symbol, upside down, so it looked like two M's. Very gimmicky. I always, in my opinion, I always felt that if this was solely for John Cena, like what the Smoking Skull belt was like for Stone Cold Steve Austin, as soon as John Cena won this WWF Championship, no matter who had it, he would have the Spinner belt, and then whoever beat John Cena for the championship, which was very rare, then they would go back to the undisputed design, you know, keep the traditional belt, which I'm quite surprised Triple H didn't do. The likes of Triple H and Randy Orton and wrestlers like that. I mean, like I've said in a previous video, in 2007 when The Undertaker was given an opportunity to become champion again, he was asked, not so much for the ECW championship, but certainly for the WWF Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship, he was asked which belt did he want to go after. And he asked the question, as far as I know, he asked the question, what's happening with this design? Is it staying how it's staying, or if I win it, can I go back to the design that he introduced, which was the Undisputed, which he introduced second time around. He won the Undisputed Championship from Hulk Hogan in 2002, but he was the one that introduced the WWE logo on the championship. So he asked if he won it, would it go back to that design? And Vince said no. As soon as Vince said no, because John Cena would be getting the belt back so the Undertaker was like, well, I'll just go after the big gold then, because that was the traditional looking belt. So it's funny, it's weird. I would never, this wouldn't have looked good on the Undertaker. Definitely not. It wouldn't have looked good on Shawn Michaels either. Shawn Michaels went for the championship at WrestleMania 23 and a couple of times after that. And Kurt Angle went after the belt as well a couple of times. Traditional wrestlers went after the belt, and like I say, even Triple H went after the belt, and it never suited them. In my opinion, it suited Edge for some though. Even though Edge is an old school wrestler, he gets with the times. It suited Edge, but it didn't suit Randy Orton. Didn't suit Triple H. I'm actually quite surprised CM Punk didn't want to go traditional, because he's an old school pro wrestler himself. So I'm surprised he didn't want to go and get the traditional belt. But yeah, it's been around for a long time, and they eventually went with a more up-to-date design with more diamonds as the next one that we'll get into. So I'm gonna pop off my pop just now, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, take care.